And joining us now with more on politics is Gil Hoffman, Executive Director of Honest Reporting and former Jerusalem Post political analyst. Hi, Gil. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure being with you, Lidar.
So the coalition deals are signed and details emerging of the substance of these deals. What can you tell us, and is there anything that stands out or is surprising here?
Well, if you look at what's been reported in Israel and around the world since the election on November the 1st, everything had been so extreme and crazy and really focused on what Netanyahu's coalition partners on the right wanted to do. Today, at least, we're finding out that the coalition guidelines have things that are consensus, like moving the Abraham Accords forward, cutting taxes, taking steps to help small businesses, things that are going to improve everyday life here, and not just things that are intended to allow the coalition partners to try to prove that they're more right-wing than one another.
And as you mentioned, though, there was a lot of criticism even before the government has even, started on day one. How is Netanyahu going to be able to sort of maneuver between all his coalition partners and really push forward what the Likud is hoping to achieve?
He's got to start. I mean, right now, after he said that he wanted to have a government within 2 weeks of the election, it's been 2 months, and the work will really only begin after it's already 2023, and that's when he has to start throwing weight around. And he decides what the coalition is going to be advancing in the Knesset, what bills come to a vote first, and he's going to have to make clear to them that they each got one bill for their agenda. It's time to implement his agenda, which is apparently very different than theirs. This is not as homogenous a coalition as we might have thought.
Absolutely. Now, what about within the Likud? We are hearing today, though, of a lot of disagreement within Netanyahu's own party over the portfolios being handed out. So what portfolios has he handed out so far, and who has been left out?
Well, when this recording is being taped, it seems like having Katz as your name is a very good way to move forward in the Likud, because we'll have Israel Katz as the foreign minister, Ophir Katz as the coalition chairman, and Chaim Katz, who does not speak English very well, will be our minister of tourism. So we also know, as we've known for a while, the defense minister will be Yoav Gallant. That's now official. The justice minister is going to be Yariv Levin, the man closest to Netanyahu. Some of the smaller portfolios, we're waiting to see what will happen. Diaspora affairs portfolio, pretty important to the people watching ILTV, not as important to the members of the Likud faction. There's a big fight to not get that job.
And, Tzachi Hanegbi was sort of a big surprise with his appointment. Why did Netanyahu tap him for this position and not take someone from within the Likud who's higher up on the list?
I mean, he was given a post of national security advisor as someone who's not a minister or a member of Knesset. So I don't think any of the members of Knesset would have left for that post. But it's a recognition that he's been involved in security issues now for 40 years in politics. Netanyahu respects him. He trusts him. He gets along with him. And he's not seeking to advance himself politically. He's not going to run again for the Knesset. Netanyahu can really only rely on people who aren't trying to move themselves forward at his expense.
And so looking forward to tomorrow, what can we expect will happen in the Knesset tomorrow? Can you walk us through it? What's going to happen with the vote?
So first of all, you're going to see Amir Ohana approved formally as the new Speaker of the Knesset, which will make history, the first ever member of the LGBT community to receive this lofty position of power that involves even a grave on Mount Herzl. And then there'll be the vote on the new government and the swearing in of Netanyahu. And immediately after that happens, he will go sit down in that prime minister's chair that he's so familiar with, that Yair Lapid will abdicate. And when that happens, Netanyahu's been in power every year, at least for a day, since 2009. And that's definitely a formidable accomplishment.
Absolutely a formidable accomplishment. All right, Gil, thank you so much, but stay with us because we will be back to you very shortly on another issue.